This is a Saturday Morning TVLog from Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Welcome to another Saturday Morning TVLog, and this time around it's Gilligan's Planet, brought to us by Filmation and MGM UA Television. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Duel, better known to you as the Big D. This, of course, is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, today's Saturday Morning TV Log is going to be on one show that I'm sure everybody doesn't like, and I've seen some people who have trashed this and what have you. Gilligan's Planet. Gilligan's Planet is the second animated series based on the Gilligan's Island series after the New Adventures of Gilligan. If you've not seen the Saturday Morning TV Log of it, I will put that up with some cards later on at the end of the video, okay? The show was produced, by Filmation, who of course produced this counterpart, along with MGM UA Television, who of course recently worked with them on the Tom and Jerry comedy show. Even though they weren't factually involved with the predecessor to this, because Metro Media was the original distributors of New Adventures of Gilligan until MGM UA got the rights to it for Turner Entertainment and Warner Bros., as they are currently the owners of that. Anyway, now this was the last Saturday morning show Filmation produced for Saturday mornings before they went to syndicated series. The show originally premiered on CBS in 1982, which that happened to be the network that aired the original Gilligan's Island, since the first Gilligan's animated series came on ABC. And it came out in 1982, which that would have been almost 20 years since Gilligan's Island originally premiered. Anyway, it was also the first Filmation series to feature Lou Scheimer's signature credit, which the rotating Lou Scheimer Norm Prescott wheel had just been dropped since it started in '69, because Prescott was now Splitsville from Filmation. It was also the last 1987 morning tune to be fitted with an adult laugh track. Anyway, after there had been many direct-to-TV movies and what have you, this series creates a different timeline from the Gilligan franchise, rendering the two film sequels, as I just said, necessarily in a different continuity, as those films had integrated the cast back into society. But anyway, now it's based on the premise that the professor had managed to build an operational interplanetary spaceship to get the castaways of the original series off the island. Well, true to their perpetual bad luck, they rocketed off into space and crashed landing on an unknown planet that supported human life. In many ways, the planet was like the island, but with a strangely colored, cleared surface with more land to get around. The rocket was severely damaged in the crash, thus the castaways were still stranded, and the professor resumed his attempts to repair their only way home. Now, overall, the series represented the source material of the original live-action series with space and alien themes. Encounters with headhunters and other shipwrecked people instead became encounters with alien creatures. They also added a new character named Bumper. He was a reptilian alien pet sidekick for Gilligan and the castaways. However, now a little bit 50-50 unlike the previous series, all the cast returned, which also brought back Don Wells, whom you might recall we sadly lost recently. A few months ago, as a matter of fact. After being absent from the predecessor to this, she returned as Mary Ann. However, Wells would also voice Ginger, as Tina Louise once again refused to participate in any related material this since the series ended, and again declined to reprise the role, who again was portrayed as a platinum blonde like in the previous series. But the rest of the cast is back, however, including Bob Denver as Gilligan, Alan Hale Jr. as the skipper, Jim Backus as the millionaire, Thurston Howell III, Natalie Schaefer as his wife, Lovey Wentworth Howell, and Russell Johnson as the professor. Now, Lou Scheimer, who was uncredited from voice acting even before he went and used a pseudonym, Eric Gunden, in their later shows, was the vocal effects a bumper. Now, the show had 13 episodes produced and aired, and I've actually seen all of these. They were actually on YouTube before they had to be dropped for certain reasons, but I have revisited a few episodes. The show is factually okay, no matter what anybody says. I may not have been much of Gilligan's Island person, but hey, I had to show some respect for it though. And I did. Even after watching the predecessor to this and this show, I'm gonna say this show's a 50-50 good-bad tune. In other words, let me rephrase it in a different way. It's so bad it's good. Now, oh yeah, and also they brought back Hal Sutherland to be the director. He directed all episodes, and then he used a new signature instead of his cursive writing, like what we would see in some shows from since the rotating wheel of Filmation started in '69 with Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So anyway, now also there would also be big writers, including Tom Ruger and even Paul Dini, who would later go on to work with Warner Brothers on shows like Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures, and of course Batman the Animated Series. Now, of course, but of course they weren't strangers to Filmation. They had already recently worked on other tunes such as the Flash Gordon cartoon and Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle, and previously the Kid Superpower Hour with Shazam, which that was on NBC the previous season. And also Robbie London, who would also previously write for him because he recently wrote a few episodes of some of those superhero tunes from Kid Superpower Hour, and recently and also recently before this an episode of The New Adventures of Zorro from the Tarzan Lone Ranger Zorro Adventure Hour, which that was a recent hit for CBS. But anyway. Oh yeah, and also Mark Richards, who was the creator of the Ghostbusters for Filmation and The Secrets of Isis. Yeah, they are pretty good in ways. Not all of them are. The only episode that I found pretty interesting was an episode. No, yeah, excuse me, I'm getting a little sidetracked. Sorry. Or something like that, is the next to last episode of the series, episode 12, Super Gilligan. Now, there actually was an episode of The New Adventures of Gilligan called Super Gilligan. However, they're much more however, their stories are a little more different with Gilligan getting superpowers. Now, in the New Adventures episode of Super Gilligan, Gilligan gets his superpowers by getting a kiss from a magical plant. And helps the castaway stop Skipper from bullying them. Now, as for the Gilligan's Plant episode, however, well, Gilligan stumbles into a cave where he is mistaken for a great hero by an old man and gives him a cape which grants superpowers and tries to defeat a villain named Guniac. Yeah, I actually remembered watching that episode. I've seen that twice, which I thought was pretty good, as a matter of fact. Yeah, even so, I thought this show was a 50-50 show. I'd say watch it or don't watch it. You be the judge, okay? Enough said. Anyway, in 2014, the show managed to get a DVD release from the Warner Archive, which you can find on the Warner website or Amazon.com. I think you can still probably get for a reasonable price, but only check out if you're a Gilligan fanatic and what have you. If you want some real spaced out fun, then this would be right up your alley. But if not, then don't bother with this show. And besides, I don't want to try and cause a controversy with anybody. I mean, this isn't really one of my favorite 80s tunes. I have a little respect for this, but for certain reasons, though. Because it's Filmation and all that jazz, okay? End of story. So you can tell me what you thought about Gilligan's Planet if you've ever seen the show. Please tell me what you thought about it down in the comments below. You can also click the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to my channel. Be a part of the Big D Nation, people. Alright, now, well, though I have yet to get my May schedule fixed up, next Saturday Morning TV Log will be a mystery, okay? I will give you an announcement for it this on Friday of next week as soon as I'm done with my review of Daffy Duck's movie Fantastic Island, okay? Promise. I'm still trying to decide. I've got a few choices I want to try and review, alright? So stay tuned. Details to follow on the next Saturday Morning TV Log. But anyway, thanks for watching. And if you like this, you may want to check out some of these other fun-filled shows and what have you from, well, the folks at Filmation. In the upper left-hand corner is the Saturday Morning TV Log I did for the Brady kids. Or if you just want some space out action and fun, go to the upper right hand corner for the Saturday Morning TV Log of Black Star that I did last month, which was a recent hit for CBS the previous year, but was however being rerun at the time this premiered. Or if you want to catch up with what you missed or see it again if you like, go to the bottom left hand corner for last week's Saturday Morning TV Log of The New Adventures of Gilligan. And the bottom right hand corner is a button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. And also if you like these Saturday Morning TV Logs as well. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.